Hello everyone, Zane here and welcome to another Final Fantasy XIV video. As promised, I was going to make individual videos on the topics that I talked about in my general preparation for patch 6.4. So today is going to be about crafting and gathering preparations. Now, the first thing you guys are going to do is make a bunch of level 88 materials. As you can see, the 3-star battle gear required these as well. So most likely they're going to do that again for 4-star because they're not going to make us use the current tombstone materials again in the new 4-star because we got to use the tombstones to get new materials. Okay? So stuff like these here are for astronomy. We're going to get new ones for the causality when the comedy tombstones comes out and astronomy goes away. So it's best to make sure you stock up on these. Now, I do have a macro that you guys can use for this. It is going to be Reflect, Manipulation, Waste Not 2, Innovation, 3 Prep Touches, Biragots, Veneration, and Groundwork. I highly recommend making these high quality just for now until we figure out a rotation that we can do this from high quality to normal quality materials. So as of right now, make sure that you make these high quality for now. If you are going to be using the script gear in 6.4, you are going to be needing high quality materials, so I recommend using them anyway. You can make 2 per minute, just like that. Alright, so that is pretty much going to be step 1. Alright, next is going to be purple and white scripts. So you are going to be using Culinarian, in my opinion. You guys can use whatever you want, what's comfortable for you. I use the Haddock Dip for white, and then the Barbarois for the purple. So for white scripts, we're going to use the rotation. Reflect, Waste Not 2, Innovation, 3 Prep Touches, Biragots, Veneration, and 2 Groundworks. You should be able to make 2 per minute. Even if you get a pour on one of the Prep Touches, don't worry, you'll still have plenty enough to get there. Always remember that you are stronger if you're making something below your level. And now for the purple. You're going to be using 2 extra abilities in here, which is going to be Great Strides and an extra Groundwork at the end. So it's Reflect, Waste Not 2, Innovation, 3 Prep Touches, Great Strides, Biragots, Veneration, 3 Groundworks. So because you're making something on par with your own level, your stats don't do as much if you're making something below your level. This is ultimately why they took out Ingenuity back in, I think, Shadowbringers, is because it only worked if you were making something under your level. It would not work if you're making something on your level. Which is something that I learned late into the game. So I think that's why they removed Ingenuity altogether, but it's still in the game's coding, so that's why when you make something below your level, it's much easier. Alright, so that is for white and purple scripts. Don't worry, the rotations will be in the comment section down below, so you guys can copy and paste. Okay, so purple scripts is going to be for grade 10 materia, and white is for grade 9. But the other thing you guys are going to be using your purple scripts on, which they're most likely going to be reusing, is the immutable solution. Because back in Shadowbringers, if you look at book number 8, you will see that the Alcahest 4-star used the Sublime solution, so they're most likely going to be using the immutable solution in the next Alcahest. So keep that in mind. They will not use the sand for the food, hopefully not, because they usually use the sand for the battle gear. So 4-star in the last expansion used 11 strike. You're most likely going to be using the Earth Break for the new battle gear and for the new crafter and gather food that we already have. So make sure you stock up as much sand as humanly possible as well. Next, if you're just a fresh level 90 crafter, make sure you get your books 9 and 10, but mostly focus on your 10 first. Alright, so the number 10 is going to cost you 1200 per book, and if you go back to grade 9, you're going to need 400 per book, but focus on grade 10. Use the same rotation that I just showed you to get your white scripts. If you're using something less than the indicator set, go back and look at my fresh level 90 video for white script farming. If you can't find it, I will make sure to link it myself. Okay? Now, if you have not gotten your folklore books for Gatherer, you're going to go to the far right. And you need 16 grade C trader tokens to get your folklore books for each botanist, miner, and your fisher. You only really want the Ilzobard one for fisher because you're needing a specific shrimp for the new food. And then you'll get those tokens at the script exchange under Gatherer. Materials and miscellaneous. I think it's white scripts. Yes. So 100 white scripts. So you're going to need enough to get 16. So 1,600, I believe. So that is where you're going to get your books for your gatherers. The best way to get your white scripts is ocean fishing. As long as you're a level 50 and above, you'll be able to get white scripts every single time you take the boat. Otherwise, follow my guide on how to get white scripts for gatherers. Now let's talk about ingredients for culinarian. Now, if we look back at 3-star, we're going to see a lot of butter, flour, eggs, lemonette. I would also recommend stocking up on Moonlight Aether Sand just in case. Ambrosia water, palm sugar, nutmeg seeds, alien onions. The oil most likely you're going to have to reuse a lot. The milk from the yaks and Garlemald. Use your bicolor gemstones to get those. Upland wheat, sea salt, the dark rye flour, again the milk, night pepper, and pretty much that's all I can basically recommend, just in case that they reuse all those materials going into the 4-star ingredients. Next, food and pot preparation for crafting. Now, right now we have the Jinga Biryani, which is the current best food that we can use for crafting. It has 86 CP and 90 control high quality. But the tea, which we're using right now, is 78 CP and 76 control, which is not that much higher than this here, or lower than this. So if we can get away with using the tea, I'll most likely will make a video about that. But if we can't and we have to use this, well, I'll show you guys how to make this as well. You're going to need the Earthbreak Aether Sand, so make sure you have these set aside, but also have these set aside for the coming battle gear. The Thavnir Paprika and the Bomba Rice are pretty easy to gather. The oil is what you're going to be making high quality to use to make this a little bit easier. You can do this high quality from normal quality materials, but it's going to cost you a couple of delineations and a soul stone for your culinarian for that to happen. So just make it easier on yourself and make the oil high quality with the rotation I showed you earlier. And I'll show you guys how to catch this shrimp in a little bit. So make sure you have these stocked up. 15 shrimp will make you about 45 because these comes in threes because it's food. So you don't really need that many shrimp. If you are lazy, buy them off the market board. The shrimp, not the food. All right. Okay. So now we are going to head into Thavnir and I'll show you guys how to catch these fish. You're going to be needing, by the way, the mackerel strips. So make sure you buy these with purple gatherer scripts. And you're going to need a lot of them because you can't cancel out the fish because the shrimp has a very long cast time. All right, so see you guys at the coast of Thavnir. All right, so here we are at the coast of Thavnir. So this area here is where you want to fish. The macro is going to be 18-second wait time echo hook because after 18 seconds it can bite or it can bite at 18 seconds. All right, so make sure you have your strip mackerel as your bait, and then we wait. You're going to use triple hook so you guys can get 3 at one time. That's not it, so let it go. Also, make sure you use price catch beforehand, because if you get 3 at one time, you get 3 stacks of Thalak's Favor, which you can use to get your GP back, which is very important. So do not catch anything under 18 seconds or you'll lose your buff. Like I said, if you're very impatient and you don't want to waste your time fishing, just buy them off the market board. You might take a bit of a hit because they are kind of expensive. So at your discretion. Alright, that should be it. And there you go, 3 for the price of 1. Then you can go ahead and use your Thalic's Favor. Identical cast. Use a High Cordial. And then you have 2 options. Wait for your GP to regenerate to 700, or use Double Hook if they get 2. Decision is completely up to you. But what we're going to do is Double Hook, because I'm impatient. And there's 2. Like I said, 15 will give you about 45 because you get 3 per craft, and you only need 1 shrimp for 3, so it's a pretty good deal. But that is how you guys catch the shrimp for the new food. So guys, those are all the things that I recommend stocking up and preparing for patch 6.4, and most importantly, make sure that you have plenty of crystals and clusters ready to go for mass crafting in 6.4. Alright guys, so that's pretty much going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you're new for more Final Fantasy XIV content, and join the First Brood. If you guys want to join my Discord server, the link is in the About section down below. I'd be more than happy to help you guys there. And if you guys like what I do here on YouTube, I do have YouTube memberships available. So until next time, may forever walk in the glorious light of Lord Bahamut, and always remember to keep forging ahead. Happy prepping!